What's going on, guys? It's Jordan here from Underground Tuning, and today we're going to teach you how to install Underground's all new magnetic paddle shifters. This install is relatively very easy to do at home. We got all the tools you need right here. First, you're going to need a pretty small, skinny flathead screwdriver. You're going to need a pick tool, preferably this shape. We're going to need a 1/2 inch ratchet, 3/8 inch ratchet, 1/4 inch ratchet, 1/4 inch extension, and you'll need a T20. You'll also need a 10mm socket. You'll need an H10 bolt. Now, if you have a Grand Cherokee or a Durango, you'll need to disconnect your battery from underneath the passenger seat. But if you have a Charger, Challenger, or a Chrysler 300, we're gonna go ahead to the back. We're gonna get your 10mm socket and ratchet, disconnect the negative terminal. Pop that off to the side. Now let's go inside. All right, next we're gonna take off the airbag. This is for any model from here on out. First, you're gonna need a flathead screwdriver. There's a little hole right here on both sides of the steering wheel. So first, you'll take your flathead, you'll stick it in that hole, and then you'll look for a clicking sensation that'll pry off the airbag. Sometimes it does take a little bit of finagling. As you see, pop one side off. We're going to go to this side, do the same thing. All right, boom. Now that I pop the airbag out, you can flip it this way. And then as you see, there are 2 yellow connectors connected to the battery. You take your flathead, go ahead and pop the orange tabs up. So next, after popping the orange tabs up, we'll go ahead and pop off the airbag connection. Boom. Now that that's off, let's go ahead and grab our pick. You'll stick it right here in this hole, and then boom, this comes right off, and then you dish the airbag off to the side. All right, next, you grab your pick again. We'll go ahead and disconnect this connection right here. And then there's one more connection right here that's kind of tough to get to. This is where this pick will really come in handy. You'll go right here, you'll swivel it around this side. Then boom, pop off the white connection. All right, next we'll grab your H10 bolt. You'll stick it right here in this hole. You'll grab your steering wheel with this hand if you're the only person, then this hand, and then it might take a little bit more oomph, but then you take this bolt right out. Now, just in case your steering wheel feels a little bit stuck, keep a few threads of this bolt in, and then when you try to wiggle it off, so when it does come off, the steering wheel doesn't smack you in the face. So we'll kind of slightly put it back in there. We'll go ahead and take this bolt out, discard it to the side, and then slowly wiggle the connections out of the hole. And now that we have the steering wheel removed, let's go ahead and install those new magnetic paddle shifters. All right, now that we have the steering wheel out of the car, we're going to place it on its face. All right, next you'll take your flathead screwdriver, or you'll take your pick tool, and you're going to take off this plastic piece that's hiding a bolt behind it. This. Just take this off to expose the bolt. Same thing on this side, stick it in this hole, just like so. All right, you're gonna take your 1/4 inch ratchet, 1/4 inch extension, and then since we're using non-Hellcat model, we're gonna take our T20. And also from this point forward, I would recommend that you don't use power tools, because if you do, this is plastic. You can easily strip these bolts and also the buttons on the steering wheel. So let's go ahead and remove the paddle shifters from behind. We'll kind of discard them, place them to the side here. Do the same thing to the other side. And then discard the silver bolts, place them off to the side. And then next right here, we have 2 T20s in black. Take this off as well. Place this off to the side. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and flip the steering wheel over. It's gonna be 2 T20 bolts right here as well, holding on these 2 sets of buttons. Go ahead and take this off as well. Take off this side as well. All right, now we have all the bolts removed. We can remove both buttons, maneuver them out the way. And then from here, we're gonna actually unplug the paddles. You can actually use your fingers to just push the button in. They come right out, stick them through this hole. Do the same thing on this side. Just push this button down and they come right out. And then you can throw your old paddles in the trash. All right, next, we're gonna go ahead and unbox the Underground magnetic paddle shifters. As you see, these are carbon fiber as well. Take them out of their packaging. As you see, carbon fiber. You have your volume and track skip as well. Very nice, satisfying feel. Plastic, metal on metal. Very big difference. So first, make sure you look at the plus and minus side so you know which side to put the paddle shifters on. We're gonna go ahead and install the plus side first. Take this input and then stick it through this hole right here. As you see, comes right through. And then we're actually gonna route this down this way and then this way. And then we're gonna plug it into where the old paddle shifter plugged in at, which should be about right here. And then from here, you want to make sure you wrap this around where this bolt goes in right here. And then you're gonna grab this right here, and then voila, you have it right there, installed, ready to go. And then next, we're gonna go ahead and grab our T20 black bolt. We'll go ahead and put it in right here. Grab our T20 and reinstall it. And then before we fully tighten it up, flip the steering wheel around again. And then we're gonna grab another black T20. We're gonna put it in this hole right here, and then we're gonna tighten it up. And then we'll go ahead and grab this paddle shifter right here, stick it in, place it just like that. Now we're gonna grab our silver T20. This is magnetic, so sometimes this bolt will try to catch on, but we'll try to get it in that hole. We'll grab our T20, and we're gonna tighten her all the way down. Get in there to where it's nice and snug. Make sure the paddle's not going anywhere, and then voila. And now we're gonna do the other side off camera. And as you guys see, we have both magnetic paddle shifters installed. A lot much better feeling than the previous ones. You can ground from the top, the bottom, or the middle, doesn't matter. You also got your volume rockers. You can also skip tracks as well. So let's go ahead and get this back in the car. All right, so we're gonna grab our airbag connections right here. We're gonna stick it right through this hole. We're gonna fish them in. And this steering wheel only goes on one way, so try to find the right groove. It should slide right in, the nut that's holding it in. So next, we're gonna go ahead and plug everything back in where it once went. Clicks in like so. We're gonna grab our bolt right here. Gonna stick it in, get a few spins on it, and then we're gonna go ahead, tighten this back down. All right, and now we're gonna give it a nice tug, because you don't want your steering wheel coming off, right? Boom, so they're nice and tight. First, we're gonna plug in our airbag connection. It does only go on one way, so don't force it in. We'll go ahead and start with the blue connection, and then we'll put in that yellow connection. You make sure you push in these orange tabs. If you don't, you will get an airbag light. And then next, we'll plug in this black connection right here. That's plugged in. We're going to flip our airbag back around, make sure it's nice and self-centered, and then you might have to give it a little bit of a push. A lot nicer, a lot better. Click it from the top, the bottom, the middle. Just a lot better feel. Everything's back together. Now let's go ahead and reconnect your battery. You're going to want to go back to your battery with your 10mm socket, reconnect the terminal, and then go ahead and tighten her up. You're good to go. And as you guys see, it is easier than ever to install the paddle shifters on your vehicle. We thank you again for choosing Underground Tuning, and we hope you enjoy your new paddle shifters.